Hello everyone, this is Josh Oakes, and in this Media Leaders video, I'm excited to share with you 7 tips to find and manage awesome employees. All of this information comes from Julie Lacouture. Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to share this stuff.
Well, I'm really excited that you're here, and tell us really quickly, what do you do at Mom Corps LA as the principal and co-owner?
Sure. So MomCore Los Angeles is a staffing and recruiting firm. We help small and mid-sized businesses grow by helping them find top talent. A lot of our folks are working moms and dads who some are returning to the workforce and some want greater work-life balance, but they're a great resource for small and mid-sized businesses.
That's exciting. Well, walk us through, please, our 7 tips on how we can find and manage awesome employees.
Sure. So the tips that I have are really common sense, but hard to execute, I guess I would say is the theme here. So the first thing is to find the right people. So recruit with an eye for results. Find those people that are going to get results for you. In recruiting, you want to turn on the fire hose of applicants, and you want to learn how to screen the right folks fast. Once they're your employees, you want to learn how to manage SMART, and we'll go through what a SMART goal is. And then my other 3 tips are just best practices I've seen from some great managers. So over-communicating but not micromanaging, scheduling stay interviews, which we'll go into, and then always assuming the best.
I'm excited about this one, especially the over-communicating one. That'll be great. So teach us what it means to recruit for results, please.
Sure. So what I see a lot is that people write job descriptions and they tend to be either a laundry list of wouldn't it be great if we can get all of these things, or they tend to be a very technical document of like here are the things you must have. And what we want to do is think about those, take a step back before you say like I need to hire a marketing person or I need to hire a salesperson, and step back and say let's talk about what results you want to achieve, especially if it's a new position. You know, like what would bringing someone onto your business mean for your company? What could you achieve? So that's what you just want to kind of vision, well, is it an increase in revenue or are we cutting costs? Those are really only the 2 areas you can think about. So first put them in one of those piles and then think about, well, how much do we want to increase or how much do we want to cut cost? Or if I brought on a person, what would I as the business owner be able to accomplish? Sometimes those support roles are easier to think about in that way. So the thing that I always tell people when you're thinking about the results is that you've got to figure out, too, what are the activities for that role that achieve success? So we see this a lot when we talk about hiring salespeople. So they say, I just want someone to go do sales. And they say, well, we got to break down how does sales happen in your company? What is it? For some companies, you know, they're doing B2B sales, so that's a lot of, you know, cold calling, or that's a lot of going out to events. For other companies, they're actually just dealing with the leads that are coming in from a robust marketing program. So it's really about qualifying leads and getting them to the right place. So what are those actions? The other thing is, what is the culture? So if you are, you know, the type of person that is, you know, if very driven and like, you know, a lot of activity every day, for some businesses that's a really great fit because everyone else is running around like crazy. But for other businesses, they might say, that's really going to throw off the balance of the culture we have here. And then the last thing I say is constituents. So, you know, who does this person have to deal with on a daily basis? Obviously, you're going to get a different personality from an accountant than you are with an external salesperson. But some folks that I've worked with have said, you know, we really managers, so they have to have the accounting skills, but because they work with all of our account managers, they've really got to want to teach them about accounting and be that kind of patient. They can't just be an expert in their cube all day.
That's really smart. I never thought about the constituents. That's so wise. Walk us through how we can visualize success, and this is, I guess you have an example here, which is kind of cool because I haven't seen this before.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was working with a client who was really bringing on, they were a small business, they had about 5 people on staff, and the business owner had been doing all the sales. And so what we did with the business owner was like, let's just think about, like, let's visualize what success is going to look like. If you brought on a salesperson, what does that mean? What is that going to let you and your company do? And, what could someone reasonably achieve in the first year? And he said, well, really, we think that in order to justify hiring a salesperson, they need to increase revenue by $350,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And roughly that breaks into 7 new accounts. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, great. Like, tell us a little bit about how sales come in. Well, what are the things that person would be doing every day, every week that will get them to this goal? I'm like, well, they got to do outbound calls. Mm-hmm. They've got to set meetings. Currently, I'm doing about 15 a month, and that results in about 2 new accounts a month. And they also need to have this great follow-up and follow-through. We're winning a lot of accounts by having better follow-up and follow-through than everyone else.
So true.
Great. We see the habits that make success. Yeah.
And sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
Yeah. No. So this really helped them set up. They knew who they were looking for at this point. We needed to find someone then that was not afraid to get on the phone and call. They didn't want to do a letter writing marketing campaign. They weren't that kind of salesperson. They didn't want to just be dealing with incoming leads. They wanted to push out. But it was, and we also knew that we were going to look very closely on who was sending us thank you notes after we did interviews too, because that was going to be an important part of the job.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like how you put out an actual number, increase revenue by $350,000 to support a certain overhead that person would cost you, and then you have enough cushion, and then exactly how many accounts, and you've broken it out. That's so smart.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of times I'll work with people who want to add sales folks, and they'll say, I want to pay them on commission, and then when we look at what that person could possibly bring in the first year, we find out that their salary would be $35,000 a year. So they're not actually quite ready to bring on a salesperson that's commission only at that point, because they're not going to find someone of a very high quality for that rate.
Yeah, it's hard to be honest with yourself about that at first. That's really good that you do that for them. Let's jump into the next.
Especially when you're stressed out and have so much to do, right? It's hard to say, maybe I don't need someone right now.
Yeah, it's so true. Talk to us about turning on the fire hose of applicants, and what does that mean?
Sure. So this is one of the biggest mistakes I see people make when they start recruiting. They think, I just need 1 employee, so let me just post it in one place. I'll post it on my website. We'll see if we get any applicants, and then we'll interview them as they come in. Mm-hmm. And what happens is you get like 1 or 2 maybe through your website, and you interview both of them, and one person seems fine, and you hire them. And what I will say is I think that you've left a lot of opportunity on the table by doing it that way. Maybe you get lucky, and maybe the right person finds you, but there are so many more people that don't know about you, that are not checking your website, that are not applying online. Mm-hmm. So the rule of thumb I have for folks is if you need 1 employee, you need to look at 75 resumes. Mm. And that's just, it's a made-up number. I mean, but it sets the goal and it sets the expectation high. Because when you're looking at 75 resumes, what you've done is you've bought yourself some leverage. You don't want to have your backup or the one person that applied through your web. You want to find the best person that can achieve those results. In order to do that, you're going to cast a very wide net. Mm-hmm. And then I also tell people to spend at least 1 week just on collecting resumes. It's really easy to get excited about a resume that you got emailed, and you're like, I'm so excited, they look perfect, I got to get them in here. But just spend a week collecting. Because resumes that look perfect sometimes are not attached to a perfect person, and sometimes resumes that don't look great are attached to a great person. Unless you're hiring someone to be a resume writer, you've got to look at all aspects of it, right?
Yeah, smart.
So I always suggest just, either setting up a Gmail account or just a resume that whatever your domain name is, and setting an auto response onto that account. Set the auto response is just to let people know you have the resume, you got it, their email went through. They should expect a phone call from you if you're interested in moving forward with them, and that they'll receive an email once the job is filled, if not. And that just helps people. That just prevents people from sending your resume and then calling you, or sending a resume and then sending it again, and just like getting into that cycle of follow-up. So you set their expectations. You don't waste their time. You don't waste your time.
I love that.
What it helps you do too, yeah. It's nice because it builds a brand for your company too. If people apply to your company and then never hear anything from you, hopefully they're not potential customers, because they're probably not too happy with you.
Yeah, I like the auto response, and you can do that really easily in a simple Gmail account, which is great. It just auto says, "We've got it. Thank you so much." And we're real thankful that you would apply. And I think people feel good about that.
Oh, they feel great about it, and it's one of those things that it's so easy to do, and you get such benefit from it.
Yeah.
The thing I always tell small and mid-sized businesses is, job posting boards are really expensive. There are some free ones, but I would say in general you get what you pay for with the job posting boards. Most are between $200 and $400 per job posting.
Yeah.
Which is really expensive. But not to mention that your best opportunity to collect a lot of applicants is your own network. Chances are they don't know you're hiring. You're not harassing anyone by telling them that you're hiring. It's actually a really good touch point if you haven't touched a lot of people in your network recently, to send out an email and say, hey, we're expanding, we're growing, it's good news for the company, we're so excited to bring this person on board. Do you know anyone that might be a fit for this job? If so, send them our way.
So true.
That is actually a great way to get new people in. And if you're thinking like, I need to get 75 resumes in before I'm allowed to look at them, you got to email 100 people. It's not. You should probably have that in your contact book, and you would be surprised. People that you talk to all the time saying, "I didn't even know. Here you go. There's someone great."
Yeah, I love that. That's so true.
The last thing that helps here in trying to get as many applicants as you possibly can is to think about a job description being like a job advertisement, not a laundry list of things. So you want to give one paragraph that's like, here is what is so great about our company, and here's what's great about this opportunity. This is a great opportunity for someone looking to get into a management role, or this is a great opportunity for a salesperson that wants to, be in charge of their own department, or this is a great opportunity for someone who wants to grow a company. But listing out what makes it a great opportunity first, then giving a little paragraph about the position and what is expected of them, which you should know because you set your goals and you visualize what success was for that person. And then in the last paragraph, giving some qualifications, and saying, we really need someone with a college degree, or we really need someone that, has a CPA, or we really need someone who has at least 5 years of experience in social media. Those kind of things are really, really helpful for helping people understand what you're looking for, but you don't want to have it be too much of reasons people shouldn't apply. In general, you want it to be your decision that someone doesn't come in for an interview, not someone talking themselves out of it after they read through your whole job description.
Got it. So sell in the first paragraph and then qualify later on in it. In a way, like sell your company type of thing.
Yeah, cool. Definitely.
Cool. This is great. I really like the auto response idea. The job posting boards are expensive. Use your network to ask for referrals. And your network is a job posting board that you don't have to pay for because you've worked really hard for it over the years. So you've already put in the effort, right? Cool. Talk to us about how we can screen the right people and fast.
Okay, this is where it gets very tedious. So you've already spent probably, you spent 5 hours thinking about that job description. You spent 5 hours, getting the word out about the job. And now you've got to spend probably another 10 hours screening these resumes and interviewing people. So it can get to the point where you're like, oh, man, but it's worth it. This is worth it. This is the stuff we do every day for our clients, and it is totally worth it. So I would say out of those 75, you probably want to find 20 or so that you want to interview. If you've got more than 20...
I hope you're enjoying this video so far. This has been a preview of the Media Leaders Virtual Conference, where you can learn social media, PR, marketing, and sales. There's 20 plus tactical presentations to build your business. You can learn more about it at MediaLeaders.com or register using the link below this video, right below it. Maybe it's above it, but probably below. Now, this conference, you're probably asking, why should I even register? Well, don't buy a plane ticket, don't reserve a hotel room, or don't even leave the office, because we're bringing 24 of the best social media, PR, marketing, and sales professionals directly to you, and we call it the Media Leaders Virtual Conference. It's a little bit different. You can register at, like I mentioned, at MediaLeaders.com or use the link below this video. It's designed for small and mid-sized businesses that want online techniques and real-world business advice that's tactical. We're going to give you 7 tactical tips in less than 45 minutes from each one of our professionals, over 24 presenters, that you're going to get the chance to dive in deep into their subject matter. They're experts in their field, and they're the hardworking people that we admire and that we want to hire here at Media Leaders. You can watch the presentations on your schedule at any time as long as you want. Also, if you accept our bonus at the end, you get a free copy of my best-selling book, Light, Bright, and Polite. And as if that's not enough, you get a 100% money-back guarantee if you're not 100% satisfied. I hope you'll join us at the Media Leaders Virtual Conference. You can register at MediaLeaders.com or click the link below this video. I look forward to seeing you at the conference. Have a great day.